to share some ideas or what came to my awareness. And thank you for allowing me in your experience. I truly appreciate your presence in live and also lip play. Thank you. I mean it. So, as on a Wednesday, Wellness Wisdom Wednesday, that I am intending here is to share something about the energy, which is I am passionate about. I'm a believer that everything is made of energy, and people, events, self, everything is made of energy, and how we can utilize this energy, that's the skill for bedtime to create the experience more fulfilling our heart of the matter, or serving the spirit needs, or resonating to the soul's urge, whatever you like to call it. But it's the good feeling, exciting, and feeling growing. That's what we all need to experience and explore during this life on earth. And as an energy healer, intuitive energy healer, and practicing consciously to identifying the energy and deliver as an information for the practical purpose, I realized that where I came from as an first language that I learned is Japanese. And there is a way unique to this community who dialoguing with the Japanese is that something non-physical element, but treat as an it's there, and that is something quite unique to Japanese. And if you're familiar with the healing modality of Reiki, this key, this is the energy, the word ki, and Reiki is part of that Japanese word, and combined with this energy character word, it's something related to the energy, and identifying as the what type of energy and what is the energy, or some words as in a command to relate particular way with the energy which is non-physical. So I thought it's a good idea to learn about the way subconsciously we use this relatedness in Japanese dialoguing, and something that is very difficult to share in English for me. So if you are interested in Japanese culture, or interested in about the energy, healing energy, or something about energetic work, and then might be interested to get some ideas to um, making your experience expanding or deepening or clarifying, or to to uh, combine with your experience and awareness. That's the idea that will make me feel happy to share some way of connecting using non-physical energy. And I've been questioning for years, and this is part of my work that I'm sharing every Wednesday as an Wellness Wednesday, wisdom sharing about the energy. So thank you for allowing me. And please join me every Wednesday when I share this idea. So the Chinese also uses this key as qigong, tai chi. That's sharing the same word. Actually, originally from China, this character. So import it and then use it in quite a different way, more localized to Japanese islanders' mindset of how we utilize the non-physical element, nature element, or human element as an energy to manage and share for better end. So that's what the idea is. And I chose the word. There's so many words combining with the energy, and which is quite different from a Chinese way of using. By the way, even these are from China, originally from China. So I picked that particular words close to the self-manageable energy. There's something like field energy that is quite unmanageable for our intentional creation immediately. So I just gather element, really something that our personal power can change own energetic um, relatedness with the awareness. So once we become aware of that non-physical part, and then we have a totally different way to look at how we can using our personal power to choose for more ideal. So the beginning is to get some ideas and become aware of it, and then to use it. That's up to you for yours and me for mine, and together we can co-create something wonderful and exciting and fun. Hi Mel, thank you for stopping by. Happy Hump Day. This is my third day for this week. I'm just a little committed for the last new moon. Thank you for the heart, new moon, to create the change. So conditioning a little bit. It's just a muscle to build in, and every day, even just 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I decided to come here at least 17 days, 17, to get some momentum for inviting the new spring energy according to my birthday exercise. So that's thank you for being part of that. If you can use this flow as your routine, that would be awesome too. That makes me really happy. Together power would help one another to achieve some goals, intention. Sunday I took day off to relax, but it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so this is the third day. Third day. And then it's been said the fourth day is the hardest to create the new, and then once we pass the fourth day, and then it's going pretty well, so see how it goes. So I picked this self-manageable word, the way to relate to energy here, and to introduce in some way to what is, and what we can do with that self-manageable energy with the new awareness. So that's the idea, and then I'm picking the same word for the last and the twice for the previous ones. So let's see what comes up. That Okay, this is the this is character. The pronounce is bun, and the meaning of part with the key energy, and part of energy is the feeling. Feeling. So the feeling of what? The feeling that we feel being part of world around us, or environment, or the field energy. So we are the part of whole. So this is the part, and energy, the part of energy we hold. Kibun, it's the feeling, is the evaluating, noticing that feeling is high, it's exciting and high, happy, or feeling down. It's it's sort of like being part of the environment and influenced by being part of that corrective energy. So means like every day the news is coming as an invasions and challenges, and being part of that, it's really a bad feeling being part of locally ourselves, me as a local, being part of that energy and feeling bad. So what we can do is to notice that bad feeling and upsetting feeling, and then to remove it or shift it without influence by part of that. So we can choose from within to change it for ideal. So that is something like we can notice. And is this coming from within? And we're being part of that. And then a good example is when we hang out with friends and having a great time. It's really enjoying it, and it's like being part of the good energy. And then it's so exciting, fun, joy. And that's something positive, ideal energy to bring that into our heart and then nurturing our heart. And then the last week's energy, like holding the energy, how are we going to hold the energy, having the energy, being influenced by this part of energy, good energy, taking it in, and then embodying and embodying and embodying. Noticing being negative, like, oh, overwhelming. It's like so disturbing, feeling bad. And then notice, remove it. So that's the power we have to bring it into holding, embodying it more, to strengthen our core essence resonance and feed aliveness, or just noticing it what's around, and then finding maybe it's the bad feeling, and maybe we need to alert in the survival senses, or that check that element, and then safety first, and then to notice, is this necessary, get the information, and then to choose what we want to do. So finding something that to deposit for realigning, defining that sense of a good feeling. So finding what makes you feel good, like moving the body, or taking the shower, or cooking, or creating something. So we can have steady center from ourselves than being tossed on waves of others. And it's exactly. And then the tricky part is that we are always part of something. We are interconnected, consciously, unconsciously. So consciously join in, and then it's easy to identifying, because we are going, let's say, like, let's go to see the movie or theater. It's very hard for pandemic, it's not a good example, but then go there. So the people really with the mutual intention is there, so it's a good energy, something expecting in mutual, so that being part of that energy is pretty consciously noticing it. But we are more operated subconscious and conscious. Consciousness is only like a 5%. 95% is subconscious unconscious. So marinated subconsciously in that particular environment every day, and then feeling something heavy, or um, feeling overwhelming, it's a good idea to ask ourselves, that is this coming from me, or maybe we are being part of I am being part of something, it's bothering. In other words, that someone might be talking telepathically all the time, which is my mother. You know, talking all the time. We do that for a particular person or group of people, maybe talking about you, or just more collective energy like invasion happening. And then, even if we are shutting all this information from media, but energetically, still something, so noticing is checking the sensor is a good to become aware of these energies. So helpful to notice in your own default where the benchmark to where is you and then your default nature. So knowing that state will help us. Gee, where is this coming from? And that really helps to protecting from so-called energy vampire or psychic attack. These kibun, part of the energy we are holding, we all have that part of that energy. I feel these energy are very above neck chakras, feeling like a sensing, and then feeling around here, not so much from the stomach, is the core essence is coming within. It's a different but the same feeling is the same, but where is this feeling is coming from? um, the finding, identifying the location or the influences from this energetic feeling, this part of energy, checking the part, is something happening around me, family, friends, work, or community or region? That's good. And then conscious choice, use our personal power when we can identify that's applicable. So let's check what I wrote here about kibun, the part of the energy we hold, being part of that whole. Mood. Mood is also checking the mood. So the healthy way is the first energy center. It's very stable, like feeling solid, being part of it solid, and feeling like homey. Feel open and secure. Feeling being part of that's a healthy way to feel. And if it's sort of like danger or your intuition alerting to that, then maybe we get to do something to remove that part of us being part of that connectedness. I mean, on earth reality that we are all connected, so some level we got to deal with that, unless until we can live on the moon or the Mars or somewhere. But and second energy center, sacred energy is feeding mood. It's playfulness, creativity, playfulness, sensual and creative. That's the feeling creative. Let's go to a museum and then feeling so inspired and creative. That's a good, healthy, creative kibun. The space hold that and empower that energy. So once we are being part of that empowering energy, and then that really helps to stimulating our essence to, more alive. And then the third energy center, self love and respect, independence. So the independence is the other side of codependent, is the being part of that space is sharing and sensing that part of co-created space. So healthy way is to really affirming that independence, being part of that group or the part. So the self-love, self-esteem is really good to check, is this from me, or um, is this, am I depending on that person or the place, or you know being part of it. So the responsibility, the self-esteem, even being part of that. And the heart chakra, the fourth energy center, is generous, compassion, sharing. Mm. So being part of that is the feeling good by sharing. That's healthy way, and compassionate and generous, being open to that, giving, caring, nurturing, and when we are in the healthy connection to that feeling, and then that is healthy. It's like being part of that, and too much being taken away, that is unhealthy. Need a balance. So being part of that, checking that feeling. And throat chakra, to speak out own feeling, being part of that is the clarity and receptivity, and the timing to express that feeling. And intuitive, fifth energy, sixth energy center, third eye, is the curiosity and wonder and intuition. So checking that feeling from that space, and if your intuition is alerting, being open to it, and wonder about what is helping this being part energy to me, the feeling, the mood that I am experiencing being part of that. Is this nurturing my creativity, or my generosity, or my sense of independence, or safety, or danger, or so checking that with the intuition and openness and wonder about that. And then also, what is your energy is bringing to that space, give and take, being part. So noticing that it is a really a good opportunity to get to know ourselves more. And then crown chakra, blissful, blessing, oneness. So the feeling of mood, or being part of that, is this something feeling good, or divine, or something holy, if you like to use the word. So, and if the feeling is different from that energetic state, then you may want to change that way being part of, if you can. One of the things that I learned is it's very hard to change the dynamic if you feel that from a biological family and siblings, because the dynamic is already connected through blood, and that siblings and family is it's quite difficult to use our personal power to change the dynamic. So what we can do is to practice unconditional love. That's what I learned so far. And to minimize the damage by changing our way of being part of when we feel this energy, part of energy feeling drained or feeling being part of energy, your part feels damaged, damaging, uncomfortable, and you notice it's repeating on and on and on, and then that's a sign that something practically acted out is to change your way of being part of that. This is the part, being part. If you are unable to remove yourself from that part of it and then change the way to being part. That's at least what we can do. Minimize dialoguing or way of connecting, or simply just not to be part of if you can consciously at least. So that's what the idea of kibun, part of energy. We are always being part of something, and conscious choice is the power. But most of the time, unconscious, subconsciously, we are being part of. So checking, is this coming from your good nature or being influenced by part of something you are being part of? Um, I think. Thank you for the offer. And from Twitch, uh, from Twitch, nothing. Yeah. So nothing we can do until I go to Twitch and then do something. Oh, good. Learning something new. That means like I'm doing something new. Right, right. I found that they're from also YouTube and Twitch and some robot, huh? Good to know something new. Well, thank you, Mel, for holding the space here. I hope I can make it a more fun way to share, but still like a textbook kind of way to share idea. You're welcome. So, well, but learning by making progress or doing something. So I hope that still picking out to share here, and I appreciate holding a space. Thank you. So I actually posted image to Instagram. Thank you for responding to that, Mel. I shared the writing actually that was from a live I was doing on HAP through apps and then just click the little portion and then do that. Many of the Instagram people are unsure about this live cast that I've been doing, so it's a different platform we are using. So it might be a good idea to do that. Yeah, yeah, Shalane. Hmm. I wanted to keep that as in a video visiting Shalane, then I think I lost it. I probably told you that. Somehow I hard time connected to that system, navigation system. So yeah. Well, thank you very much, Mel. And I hope that I come back here tomorrow to keep up my new flow, bringing that season of spring to really like sitting out and nurturing with the magic to create the momentum for something wonderful. Oh, yeah? Right. Maybe I want to check the practice after here, going to your Instagram to see how I can do that. That's a good suggestion. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, let's do that. I think I'm gonna. Oh, by the way, that some groups of from the hubs connected over Twitter also is doing the talk. The Twitter talk is that a Twitter talk? The voice connection. They are in my lunch break, so they are nighttime in the States and Canada, and it seems like there is a new flow for a voice only community. So that's kind of new flow. Twitter Space is good for that. Yeah, yeah. Well, new things to happen, new things to invite in and enjoy more for the creation for this season. Yay! So, well, thank you. I am really going to check that live system for Instagram. So thank you, Mel. If you have an opportunity popping up that Ami goes to live or in Instagram, come and see me. Okay, and thank you for connecting from Twitter. Two eyeballs is very small, so it's very intimate here. And thank you for retweet and sharing your presence and then sharing to your followers in the community. I truly appreciate that. Okay, I am going to check the Instagram. Bye. Thank you.